Well, it's a record closing coming in for the US indices as well as the European markets has also closed at record highs. In terms of the US indices, the Dow Jones ended at a record 34,000 as US recovery has picked up speed. Surging retail sales in March and lower jobless claims benefits have also pushed up the 10-year Treasury yield below the 1.6%. Dow Jones was up 0.9% at 34,036. S&P and Nasdaq were up 1.1% and 1.3% each respectively. In fact, if you look at the European markets, well, the European markets closed at a record high on the back of rally in commodity prices and also a surge or an upbeat earnings. European STOXX 600 did rise 0.5% in its third session of gains, with miners in fact jumping close to around 1.5% in trade. FTSE 100 was up 0.6% to its highest level since February 2020, backed by a surge in metal prices. Dax and CAC were up 0.3% and 0.4% respectively. In Asia, the Asian stocks, however, did slightly fluctuate in trade on Friday after surprisingly robust economic data has helped propel US indices at record highs. The Chinese economic data will be of center stage today, expected to report the highest quarterly growth in the last 30 years. Nikkei in fact was up 0.18%, while the Australian indices were flat. Kospi was up close to around 0.24% in trade. And back home in India, although we should be watching out for the cues here, but we are also seeing that some of the leading brokerage houses, leading economists are penciling in a slight cut in GDP, at least for the second quarter, on account of the surge in COVID cases. In fact, if you look at the oil, well, the oil prices did rise 0.3%. They have climbed for a fourth straight session as the global forecast for the crude demand continues to remain robust, and this is one space that we should be watching out for as well, because the oil prices and where the oil prices are headed would also have a bearing in terms of how the inflation across the globe works out, especially back home in India. Also, oil plays a large role in terms of the impact on the Indian economy. Gold, of course, has risen 1.7% as a weaker dollar and lower US Treasury yields boosted the safe havens metals appeal. So yes, record closing coming in for US indices as well as the European stocks have closed at a record high, but the Asian markets have slightly fluctuated in the early trade on Friday. We will watch out for how India market opens today.